Hi friends, this is Poetry Rev, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about and read from C.D. DyVanc's, or that's the pen name for Drew Van Dyke, from his chapbook Rhinoceros, or Rye Noun Oceros, which was published in 2017 by Greentower Press. I've really enjoyed this chapbook. I've been reading it in my office, and I've been reading it one poem at a time, and it lends itself really well to that because each poem is a word followed by its pronunciation, and it's part of speech. And this chapbook examines all sorts of things. It gets into definitions of things, it gets into historical events, it gets a lot of pop culture references inside of it, and it just seems to be an exploration of how things work, how we understand the world in a lot of different ways. So the poem that I'm going to read for you is called Matchstick, noun. The legitimacy of traveling time and the quake can be proved in one simple experiment. Do you recall from your childhood something called the Berenstein Bears? Those books and shows and the terrible video games, lessons in the age of the mall? Yes? No, you do not, in fact, because their namesake is actually Berenstain. Please, go back. Check. Like the writers, Stan and Jan, the A is not how you remember it, though. It's not how I remember it, and it is not how India remembers it, or how Jim McMahon likely remembers it. Mass deviations between the was and an is. It's called the Mandela effect, this large-scale disturbance of the memory, events and or facts fabricated or distorted or misinterpreted maybe, about oneself or one's world. The theory is based on this idea that multiple persons remember independent of one another, that former South African President Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s, despite his expiration in his home well over 20 years later from a prolonged respiratory infection. The belief is that the reverberations of some time trek events branch off. They throw these letters into places they are not supposed to live, shift they or we or then through a tear that other individuals will trade for our cards, read their hand, remember them wrong. So I couldn't resist reading the poem that shouted out to the Berenstain Bears. I also remember that spelling wrong, and it blew my mind when I had kids and started reading those books again. So please check out Rhinoceros, Rye Noun Oceros by C.D. DyVanc from Greentower Press. It was a fantastic chapbook, so fun to read. Thanks for watching.